Good evening. Today is a very important show. I'm glad to be back, and I'd like to thank my viewing audience who have been emailing me and texting me, asking me when will I be back. I want to start this show off by letting my viewers know I'm not going to accept any phone calls today because I want to get some very important information out. As you know, there's a push convention that's happening, and the kickoff is on Saturday, July the 8th. And this convention is very important based on the fact that we have a new president, President Trump. And also, everyone has heard about the fact that we now have a budget. And one of the things that I know and you may be aware of is that everybody's not happy about the budget, okay? And one of the things that's key, it's been 2 years since we've had a budget in Illinois, and services have to be paid for, and revenue has to be generated, and sometimes we have to raise taxes. One of the things I want to help you understand is an offset to it. I've come to the conclusion that, hey, now that we have a balanced budget, I can keep an extra $2 on my last $2 and play the lottery. And that's something I would recommend to those that's concerned about paying for services that we need. But something else that's really important, and that is public safety. Over the 4th of July weekend, there was over 101 shootings within a 4-day span. I believe anywhere from 12 to 14 individuals have become homicides because of those shootings. And it's my understanding that Trump has said that he's sent agents in to help offset the shootings that's happening in Chicago. But evidently, those that's doing the shootings didn't get the memo. So I'm doing what I can because it takes all of us, and that is to help inform our viewing audience, to let the young adults know that you have a responsibility to make the streets and the city safe too. Because it may end up being your child get killed by a stray bullet. So I'm putting an appeal out there. And brothers, think before you grab that pistol. And I'm speaking as an ex-felon who knows the power of having a weapon in your hand. It gives you a feeling that you're invincible. No one can stop you from doing what you want to do. But at the end result, if you kill someone, you know that you're destroying two families. Your family, and the family of the victim. And one of the things that I've found out from going to some of the funerals of the different individuals who have been killed is that 9 times out of 10, the individuals who may have been involved in the shooting, some of them realize that they're cousins to the victims who have been shot or murdered. I've been to funerals where individuals come in and they frowning at one another and they asking each other, what are you doing here? And then the individuals say, well, that's my cousin laying there. And the individual say, well, wow, that's my brother's land there. And both of them individuals that realize that the death of the person that's in that casket touches both of them, and they realize that they was oppositions to one another. So I'm saying, first off, don't pick up that pistol. There's consequences to your actions. You either gonna get killed or you're gonna kill someone. Okay? So everybody knows that ATF is here. But the one thing that I saw in the paper the other day, and it somewhat disturbed me, and it was where an individual who was responsible for giving a guy a gun that was used in shooting 2 police officers. This individual was released on bond for, I think, for less than $4,500. The individual, understand this, everybody's screaming about the guns, the illegal guns, the straw purchasers of the guns that's giving the guns to alleged gang members or anyone who wants an illicit gun. What I mean illicit gun, they don't have a right to carry the gun, they don't have a FOIA card, they're not law enforcement. The individual that sold the gun to the guys who were responsible for shooting the 2 police officers, he was released on bond. Maybe they felt like he may not have been the guy that gave them the gun, because everybody have a right to a fair trial and a fair prosecution. And I hope that is the case, that he was not the individual that gave them the gun that shot the police officers. But the fact still remains that he's on the street. Okay? So I'm not saying that he's the one, because I wasn't there. I'm just saying what I read. And I'm saying that everybody need to take time and read the newspaper and find out what's happening. Don't just go for the fake news. You can be able to verify what you read. And if it grabs you and you have an opinion on it, let it be known. All right? And while we on that, I'm of the opinion that it's time for me to let you know how to get in touch and reach Wallace Gator Bradley, the Urban Translator. You can reach me at phone number 312-371-6914. My email address is LAGATOR, the letter B as in boy, the number 4, the word peace, at yahoo.com. Again, my email address is LAGATOR, LAGATOR, the letter B as in boy, the number 4, the word peace, at yahoo.com. And the organization is United in Peace, Inc. It's the People's Alternative Anti-Violence Project. It takes all of us. And we are a community resource initiative. And this that you're watching is the Bradley Report. And I'm glad to be back. And one other thing that I want to share with you, there's so much. Let's get back on the budget. Let's get back. The budget was overridden by Republicans and Democrats in the House. Okay? I want everyone to understand that. It wasn't just Madigan. It wasn't just the Democrats. It was some Republicans too, who was concerned that it was more important that they deal with the issues that was affecting their constituency too, and to save the state of Illinois at the same time. Anytime, because of the actions of the elected officials in Springfield, including the two leaders in Springfield, the Democratic leader, Speaker Madigan, and the Republican leader, which is Governor Ronner. The elected officials realized that there was no way that they could let another year go by and there not be a balanced budget, okay? We are at dire straits. Anytime the lottery is threatening to leave Illinois, where the lottery was getting money. One thing I can say, those of us who was paying taxes and those of us who weren't paying taxes, you can rest assured there was a whole lot of us that was paying the lottery. And that was a revenue-generated entity where some of the money was going to the state. So I'm just saying that to say this. I'm glad that they came together and they over the budget was over the amendments, or the veto, excuse me. The veto was overridden, if that's the correct word, by the Senate, the state Senate first, then by the state House, okay? And the breakdown of the budget is where $36.1 billion is the amount of the spending planned for the fiscal year, about $3 billion less than last year, okay? The new taxes is 4.95%. The new personal income tax rate up from $3.75. The rate was 5% from 2011 to 2014. Okay, so now it's 4.95%. Okay, the amount of the personal income tax is expected to generate 7%. The new corporate tax rate up from 5.25%. Okay, you got $460 million is the amount the corporate tax increase is expected to bring in. 18% of new earned income tax credit by 2018 for low-income families is up from 10%. Okay, so it means it went up another 8%. The education spending is 5%. The cut in operational funds for public universities and community colleges is 5% compared to the fiscal year in 2015 level. Okay, there's a $350 million in additional amount the budget authorized to spend on schools throughout the state, including the schools in Chicago, I believe. Okay, and the bill backlog, get this, out of the $36.1 billion, the bill backlog, the spending plan, includes the language to have the state pay down half the amount through borrowing from using cash from other available state funds. That's $15 billion. That's a backlog that they have to pay, okay? And one of the things that I'm glad about, knowing that they passed the budget, is that there's individuals who were wrongfully convicted, okay? And the wrongfully convicted, the one that was released from the penitentiary for being in the penitentiary 24 years, 15 years, 10 years, the state, by law, have to compensate them individuals, okay? Individuals like Mark Maxson, okay? He's an individual that was locked up for 24, maybe 25 years wrongfully convicted. You know, that's something that J.B. Pritzker has been doing for a long time, supporting organizations that help fight for the wrongful convicted. Know that a bill that Senator Trotter, State Senator Trotter, and State Representative Sims, they were pushing a bill to make it where those individuals who were wrongfully convicted could receive their compensation, okay? It's called the Court of Claims that will guarantee that those individuals will receive their funds. Mark Maxson himself, by him being locked up for 24 years, the state owed him $210 or maybe $220,000. So again, I want to say thank the state Senate, the state representatives within the House for coming together and coming with a balanced budget. And I know some other things they have to work out, and I'm quite sure they'll do that. And one of the wonderful things about Mark Maxson is that he has a suit against the city because of what the Burge crew had done to him. And it's been brought to my attention that the federal court denied the city's motion to dismiss his civil suit. So to God be the glory, to Mark Maxson and his legal team, Elliot Zinger and Larry Dreyfus. Congratulations to you guys, and to God be the glory for letting that happen. And one of the things before I close out, I want to let everybody know that on Saturday, July the 8th, there's going to be a prayer vigil at the Federal Plaza downtown at 230 South Dearborn Street, okay, at 1 p.m., okay, against all the senseless violence. So I'm asking everyone to join Reverend Jackson, Father Fager, myself, other organizations, PUSH, NAACP, Urban League, Saints of Baptist Church, United in Peace, Inc., everyone. It takes all of us to let it be known that we got to work together to help stop the violence within the city of Chicago. And that is at 1 p.m. at the Federal Plaza at 230 South Dearborn Street. These are some of the things I'm just informing you. The next show, I'll be more than welcome to hear your opinions, because your opinions count. They're very important. I respect your opinions. I just want to take this first show to lay some things down, because a lot of things has happened. And we all know that there's a lot of individuals that's running for governor in the state of Illinois. I want to let you know that on Friday, July 14th, at the Rainbow Push Coalition Citizenship Election Fund, 46th Annual International Convention, okay, during that convention, on February 14th at Rainbow Push office, there's going to be a special Gubernatorial National Forum, okay? The individuals who's going to be there, you're going to have T.O. Hardeman, you're going to have Kennedy, you're going to have Pritzker, you're going to have all the Democrats that want to run for governor there. So you need to be there. You need to be there to let people know, especially those that run for governor, that you're concerned about their issues, okay? The state of Illinois is in a critical moment in its history, okay? The next governor of this state will face extraordinary responsibilities. It's important that members of the public have the opportunity to learn as much about the candidates And there are many as possible in order to choose the person they believe is best for the job. So, with that being said, I want to let you know that there's a political trauma and turmoil raging in Washington. Gun violence turning Chicago neighborhoods into killing fields, endless wars, collapsed bridges, crumbling dams, toxic water pipes, freakish storms, and all-out assault on affordable health care, Russian hacking, voter suppression, and the United States Department of Justice hostile to justice. Okay? Fairness in the application of justice for all. Okay? So this Rainbow Push Coalition Convention is going to be from July the 12th to the 15th. Okay? And it's going to be at the Hilton, Chicago, 720 South Michigan Avenue. Again, the Rainbow Push Coalition and Citizenship Education Fund 46th Annual International Convention is going to be held from July the 12th to the 15th at 720 North Michigan Avenue. It's 720 South Michigan Avenue. That's 720 South Michigan Avenue. So be there so that you can be informed. They got some wonderful things happening. You got on the 13th, you got the labor and the ministers breakfast, labor breakfast at 8:30 till 10 a.m. Okay, you got Reverend Jackson. He's going to be talking about social justice and the Human Rights Institute from 10 to 11:30 a.m. And you got Reverend Dr. William J. Barber, founder of Moral Monday, leader of the Poor People's Campaign. He's going to keynote the ministers' luncheon from 12:30 to 2:30, okay? And Wednesday, they got the business and education breakfast, okay? And what is this? Friday, they got the health and women and legal breakfast, okay? That's where I believe Aretha Franklin is going to be honored at the Together We Rise, Empower the Women, Develop the Nation. Okay, I mean, you got a lot of things happening at the Hilton between the 12th and the 13th. So I got to wrap it up now. So I just want to let you all know that if you want to reach Gator, you can by calling 312-371-6914. My email address is LAGATOR, the letter B as in boy, the number 4, and the word peace, PEACE, at yahoo.com. To God be the glory. Thank you.